Now let us understand the different type of breathing. First is the natural breathing. Natural breathing is a simple technique which introduces practitioners to their own respiratory system and breathing patterns. Awareness of the breathing process is itself sufficient to slow down the respiratory rate and establish a more relaxed rhythm. Now, sit in a comfortable meditation posture or lie down in Shavasana and relax the whole body. Observe the natural and spontaneous breathing process. Develop total awareness of the rhythmic flow of the breath. Feel the breath flowing in and out of the nose. Do not control the breath in any way. Notice that the breath is cool as it enters the nostril and warm as it flows out. Feel the breath flowing in and out at the back of the mouth above the throat. Bring the awareness down to the region of the chest and feel the breath flowing in the trachea and bronchial tubes. Now feel the breath flowing in the lungs. Be aware of the lungs expanding and relaxing. Shift the attention to the rib cage and observe the expansion and relaxation of this area. Bring the awareness down to the abdomen. Feel the abdomen more upward on inhalation and downward on exhalation. Finally, become aware of the whole breathing process from the nostril to the abdomen and continue observing for some time. Next is the abdominal breathing. The abdominal breathing is practiced by enhancing the action of diaphragm and minimizing the action of rib cage. During inhalation, the diaphragm moves downward, pushing the abdominal contents downward and outward. During exhalation, the diaphragm moves upward and the abdominal content move inward. Movement of the diaphragm signifies that the lower lobes of the lungs are being utilized. The proper use of diaphragm causes equal expansion of the alveoli, improves lymphatic drainage of the basal parts of the lungs, massages the liver, stomach, intestine and other organs, exerts a positive effect on the cardiac functions and coronary supply, and improves the oxygenation of the blood and circulation. Abdominal breathing is the most natural and efficient way of breathing. However, due to tension, poor posture, restrictive clothing, and lack of training, it is often forgotten. Once this technique is again becomes a part of daily life and correct breathing is restored, there will be a great improvement in the state of physical and mental well-being. Now let's practice the abdominal breathing. Lie down in Shavasana and relax the whole body. Place the right hand on the abdomen just above the navel, and left hand over the center of chest. Observe the spontaneous breath without controlling it in any way. Let it be absolutely natural. The right hand will move up with inhalation and down with exhalation. The left hand will remain almost still. Do not expand the chest or move the shoulders. Feel the abdomen expanding and contracting. On inhalation, the diaphragm compresses the abdomen and abdomen moves up outward. On exhalation, the diaphragm moves upward and the abdomen moves inward. Next is the thoracic breathing. Thoracic breathing utilizes the middle lobes of the lungs by expanding and contracting the rib cage. It expends more energy than abdominal breathing for the same quantity of air exchange. It is often associated with physical exercise and exertion, as well as stress and tension. When combined with abdominal breathing, it helps the body to obtain more oxygen. However, the tendency in many people is to continue this type of breathing instead of abdominal breathing, even after the stressful situation has passed, creating bad breathing habit and continued tension. Now let us practice the thoracic breathing. Sit in a meditation posture or lie down in a shavasana and relax the whole body. Place the right hand on the abdomen and left hand on the center of the chest. Inhale by slowly expanding the rib cage and discontinue any further use of diaphragm. Feel the movement of the individual ribs outward and upward, and be aware of this expansion, drawing air into the lungs. Expand the chest as much as possible. Exhale by relaxing the chest muscles. Feel the rib cage contracting and forcing the air out of the lungs. Breathe slowly and deeply through the chest with total awareness. Do not use the diaphragm. Continue thoracic breathing for a few minutes, pausing slightly after each inhalation and exhalation. Next is the clavicular breathing. Clavicular breathing is the final stage of total rib cage expansion. It occurs after the thoracic inhalation has been completed. In order to absorb little more air into the lungs, the upper ribs and the collarbone are pulled upward by muscles of the neck, throat and sternum. This requires maximum expansion and inhalation, and only the upper lobes of the lungs are ventilated. In daily life, clavicular breathing is only used under extreme physical exertion and when experiencing obstructive airways disease such as asthma. Now let us practice the clavicular breathing. Lie down in shavasana and relax the whole body. Place both hands on upper part of the rib cage. Perform thoracic breathing for a few minutes. Inhale, fully expanding the rib cage. When the ribs are fully expanded, inhale a little more until expansion is felt in the upper portion of the lungs, around the base of the neck, the shoulder and collarbone should also move slightly. Exhale slowly, first releasing the lower neck and upper chest, then relaxing the rest of the rib cage back to its starting position. Continue for a few breaths, observing the effect of this type of breathing. Next is the yogic breathing. Yogic breathing combines the previous three techniques. It is used to maximize inhalation and exhalation. Its purpose is to gain control of the breath, correct poor breathing habits, and increase oxygen intake. It may be practiced at any time and especially useful in situations of high stress or anger for calming the nerves. For practicing the yogic breathing, first do the inhalation like abdominal breathing, then thoracic breathing, and then like clavicular breathing. The whole process should be one continuous movement. Each phase of breathing merging with the next without any obvious transition point. There should be no jerks or unnecessary strain. The exhalation should start first with clavicular, then thoracic, and finally abdomen, by completely emptying the lungs and abdomen. It can be started with 5 to 10 rounds and slowly increase to 10 minutes. The main requirement in pranayama is that respiration be comfortable and relaxed. Consequently, once awareness and control of breathing process has been established, the clavicular technique is dropped and the yogic breathing is modified to become a combination of abdominal breathing and thoracic breathing.